What's up, you beautiful bastards? I've got a heavy story for you today, and it's one that shook the nation. We're diving into the tragic tale of Gabby Petito, a 22-year-old woman whose disappearance and death captivated America in 2021. This isn't just another true crime story, it's a wake-up call about domestic violence and the power of social media in missing persons cases. So, let's just jump into it. Gabby Petito was born in 1999, a New York native with big dreams and an adventurous spirit. She was like many of us, young, full of life, and ready to take on the world. Growing up in Blue Point, Long Island, Gabby was known for her vibrant personality and love for the outdoors. She had this infectious smile that could light up a room, and friends described her as someone who was always there for others. In high school, Gabby met Brian Laundrie, and it seemed like the start of a fairy tale romance. They were high school sweethearts, the kind of couple you'd see in movies. But as we know, real life isn't always like the movies, and sometimes the people we trust the most can hurt us the deepest. Fast forward to July 2020, and Gabby and Brian got engaged. It was a big moment, They were young and in love, ready to start their life together. They moved to Florida, and that's when they decided to embrace the van life trend. They bought a white Ford Transit van, converted it into a camper, and started planning their cross-country adventure. Gabby, being the creative soul she was, started a YouTube channel called Nomadic Static to document their travels. She was excited to share their journey with the world, posting pictures on Instagram and creating content for their channel. It was supposed to be the trip of a lifetime, a chance to see America and find themselves. But little did anyone know, this dream trip would turn into a nightmare. In July 2021, Gabby and Brian set off on their adventure from Blue Point, New York. They were living the van life dream, visiting national parks, camping under the stars, and sharing their experiences online. But behind the filtered Instagram posts and carefully curated videos, trouble was brewing. On August 12, 2021, in Moab, Utah, police responded to a call about a domestic dispute between Gabby and Brian. Body cam footage showed a distraught Gabby, and witnesses reported seeing Brian slap her. The police separated them for the night, but no charges were filed. This incident, it's a red flag that we can't ignore, It's a stark reminder that domestic violence can happen to anyone, even in seemingly picture-perfect relationships. The last confirmed sighting of Gabby was on August 24, 2021, when she was seen leaving a hotel in Salt Lake City. She was heading to Grand Teton National Park in Wyoming. After that, things get murky. Gabby's family received some texts from her phone, but they weren't sure if she was the one sending them. Then, on September 1st, Brian Laundrie returned to Northport, Florida, alone. He had Gabby's van, but Gabby was nowhere to be seen. For 10 days, he said nothing. He didn't report her missing, didn't cooperate with police. Nothing. It wasn't until September 11th that Gabby's family reported her missing, and that's when this case exploded into the national spotlight. As news of Gabby's disappearance spread, it was like the whole country came together to help find her. Social media exploded with tips, theories, and pleas for information. People who had been in the areas Gabby visited started combing through their vacation photos and videos looking for any sign of her or the van. It was incredible to see, the power of social media and community coming together for a common cause. Meanwhile, Brian Laundrie wasn't talking. On September 15th, he was named a person of interest in Gabby's disappearance. And then, in a twist that had everyone's heads spinning, Brian himself disappeared. His parents said he went hiking in the Carlton Reserve on September 14th and never returned. Now we had two missing persons, a grieving family, and a nation demanding answers. On September 19th, 2021, the news we all dreaded came. Gabby's remains were found in Bridger Teton National Forest in Wyoming. It was devastating. The coroner ruled her death a homicide by strangulation. This vibrant young woman with her whole life ahead of her, gone. It was a punch to the gut for everyone following the case, and I can't even imagine the pain her family was going through. The search for Brian Laundrie intensified. For weeks, law enforcement combed through the Carlton Reserve in Florida. It was like looking for a needle in a haystack. Finally, on October 20th, 2021, Brian's remains were found in the reserve. He had died by suicide. Near his body, they found a notebook where he confessed to being responsible for Gabby's death. It was the end of the manhunt, but not the end of the story. In the aftermath of these tragic discoveries, Gabby's family sought justice and closure. They filed a civil lawsuit against Brian's parents in March 2022, alleging that the Laundries knew their son had killed Gabby but withheld that information. In November 2022, a $3 million wrongful death settlement was reached between the families. Out of this tragedy, Gabby's family has become powerful advocates for domestic violence awareness and missing persons cases. They established the Gabby Petito Foundation to support victims of domestic violence and assist in locating missing persons. It's their way of ensuring that Gabby's memory lives on and that her death wasn't in vain. Gabby's case sparked important conversations about domestic violence, the handling of missing persons cases, and disparities in media coverage. It showed us the power of social media in investigations and reminded us of the importance of looking out for one another. While we can't change what happened to Gabby, we can learn from it and work towards a future where stories like hers are prevented before they begin. And that's where we're gonna end today's video. Gabby Petito's story is a tragic one, but it's also a call to action. If you or someone you know is experiencing domestic violence, please reach out for help. Remember, you're not alone. Of course, as always, I want to know what you think. How has Gabby's story impacted you? Let me know in those comments down below. And don't forget to support the Gabby Petito Foundation if you can. Until next time, stay safe, and I'll see you beautiful bastards later.